Hi, welcome back to High Life. This is episode 4 of the Netflix Avatar adaptation. Last we watched, I'm not going to go too into detail because you should watch this before you watch the reaction so that you actually know what happens. And but try to avoid spoilers, please, because I am watching this as I go and not just all at once. But essentially, last time we met Jet. Jet was attempting some espionage against the king of Omashu. We learned that the freedom fighters are not all they're cracked up to be, and the same goes for damn, I can't remember his name. Abed. Abed's character. I can't even, Daniel Putty's character. Yeah. But uh, Aang was well. There's a bit of Zuko like just in the city looking for him, and then they had a fight, and then at the very end, the king's forces arrested. We don't. Well, I don't know if it's 100% arrested, but they surrounded Aang, and I'm guessing we're gonna meet Bumi this episode. So I'm super excited. Let's just hop right into it, and hopefully the Bumi sections are as great as the original cartoon, because Boomy is one of my favorite characters from the original cartoon, a Netflix series. Okay, was it just Aang that was arrested?
There's been a mistake. The fires weren't my fault, and neither was the fight.
Save your voice. Earth Kingdom
Wait,
soldiers
what?
aren't particularly tolerant, even
Iroh's
under
in
the
here
best of
too?
circumstances. And
Interesting.
these are most
Yeah,
definitely
this is
not
definitely way different
the
than
best of circumstances.
General Iroh
It's good to see you, young Avatar.
and Zuko. They capture him too?
I hope not. With any luck, he's probably halfway back to his ship by now.
Yeah, Zuko didn't run away.
I'm really starting to see what kind of person he is.
Zuko's gonna come back.
What do you think will happen to us?
Hopefully that'll change Aang's mind. I hope that's what they're gonna go for here.
But in
Zuko's
my
gonna bust him out.
experience, the Earthbenders aren't exactly kind to their fallen foes.
Is it true? Were you working with the enemy?
Yes.
Damn.
Tail. The only reason Omashu has been left alone is because of whatever small service I provided them.
Service. Is that what you call giving weapons to the enemy?
Weapons? No. No. Just minor designs. Nothing of any value.
I gave them my
Anything
toe
that turns
cleaners.
you into a weapon in the wrong hands. Especially with the Fire Nation. My father would have never done what you did.
I found him. Aang's in prison.
So we got a jailbreak episode. Is this Zuko? No, that's not Zuko. Is Zuko here? Is this no? This is the Freedom Fighters. I just want Zuko to be like kick out. Okay, yeah, it is Zuko. Yes. This is why you always need a friend when you're like working, just to like be like, hey, you okay? What the? Where'd he go? Those guys just like literally walked off and left them. Didn't even notice. It's like, how unobservant can you be? Into the dark.
Aang! Hey, Aang! Oh, hey, Bumi. How's training going? I'm doing all right with my forms, but shaping is hard.
Kind of wish this. I'm pretty sure this was Boomy,
Sky Bison. It's
but I
supposed
kind
to
of
be
wish he
an
looked
ag-
crazier. Like, come on, make him a bit more unhinged, man, please.
Cities are like people. They always have their dark sides.
Seems pretty dark on all the sides these days.
What happened here happened the world over. That's what a century of war will do.
A war started by the Fire Nation. And a war the Fire Nation could end.
If it were only that simple.
Hey, Iroh's trying,
My brother,
man.
the Fire Lord, sees things through only one lens. Victory or defeat. Nothing else matters. Not even the loved ones lost along the way.
That's why Zuko's so hot to catch me? So he can win this war? For his dad?
Zuko's victory lies not in winning the war, but in winning his life back.
You could show him this isn't the way. He'll listen to you. I mean, he owes you that much.
On the contrary, it is I who owe him. Far more than I can ever repay.
Interesting. I hope they go into that.
Impossible. Omashu's prison is deep in the heart of the mountain, surrounded by solid rock. The only way in or out.
Because they always had Iroh as this, like, you know, fatherly figure, but
the Avatar is lost.
We're not leaving Aang.
it'd be nice to see how Zuko, like, helps him too.
Not after today. I'm sorry, I can't.
What about the tunnels?
Tunnels?
A fairy tale.
You told me you've seen them. Unless that was a lie too.
Only the hippies know where it is.
Yes, there are tunnels, but they're unstable. Those who go in never come out.
We'll worry about that. Just help us get inside.
Secret tunnel.
Where are you taking him?
To the pit.
This can't be right. They should be sending him to the newly refurbished room.
You're not as lucky. You're going to see the king.
What is it?
It's my Fire Nation contact.
Tell him you'll meet him. Then go to the Earth Kingdom generals and let them know they can set a trap to round up these spies.
No. The Firebenders made it clear. Any resistance and they'll send everything they've got at us.
Let them come. The Avatar has returned to the world. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to fight.
I mean, you got a plan for the fight, man. Flopsy. So I guess they're not gonna have an actual Flopsy because they're just gonna have the statue, maybe?
Your Highness. The prisoner you requested. He was caught fighting, destroying property, menacing the people.
And you're wrong about him.
Now they offered tea to Aang, but not to
He
Iroh.
is not just an airbender. He is the master of all four elements. The Avatar.
I was gonna realize it's Bumi right away in this one.
Bumi?
Damn.
Hello, Aang.
Well, I guess they can't really afford to spend a whole episode being like, "Who are you?"
Alive.
Clean living, the right diet, ooh, and luck. Hard to say if it's good or bad luck, but more importantly, how are you still alive? I'm still a child. Throw him
A feast. But what is going on with Bumi?
a feast.
He's pre-watch. I'm sorry. But I'm not sure how I feel about Bumi yet. He didn't need to be so mean to that tea person. Yeah, I guess they can't really do the challenges if Aang doesn't have the he doesn't have Katara and Sokka as the hostages.
Jet,
Yo, this guy.
You betrayed us.
Jet, you've forgotten what you're fighting for. You told me to remember my mother, and I did. I remembered she never wanted bitterness to fill my heart. And that's how I know you've ended up on the wrong side. You're not fighting for anything you love, you're fighting because of hate.
Yo, can't just go touching people's Jet. Zuko's like the number one name on my mind for some reason. Oh, so this is the first time she's like showed off ice abilities. But when did she master this?
Look at the power you have. That's because of me.
That wasn't you.
Goodbye, friend of
That was me.
Hagrid. He busted himself out. He was like some kind of one-man army.
You don't belong here. Sir, I was assigned prisoner transfer duty, but well,
Should have
I'm late.
they should have
Commander finds out.
they should have the
I'm
like
already in enough
Baldur's
trouble
Gate
this month.
3 die roll here
The
for
old Firebender was
deception.
taken to the pit. The other one's still here.
Oh yeah.
Other one.
Yeah, the bald kid. The king wanted to see him.
Boom.
Well, you're just gonna stand
I
there?
actually kind of like this because they're
What are you gonna
giving
do?
him the choice: go after the Avatar or save his uncle, to show what his true character really is.
For your meal, I offer you two choices. Short ribs from Kangaroo Island. They practically
Kangaroo.
jump into your mouth.
Okay, that was not as good as the "I hear it's really hopping"
And
joke.
the other, seaweed stew. Heard it really helps with your complexion.
Bit better. Hopping's still better.
I'm good. That was a good one.
I'll take the stew.
I feel like he shouldn't have the audience where he's like, it looks like he's trying to make them laugh too. I like the Boomy that's just literally just saying this just because
Choice.
that's just what he wants to say. Whereas this one, he comes across like he's this like pompous rich guy that's
A test.
trying to be funny.
More like a game. The world is on fire. People are dying, and you got to sleep through it all.
I feel like a major theme in this so far has been
And I wasn't there to help.
people
Oh, those monks were always a bit flighty. Am I
people
right?
really guilt tripping Aang.
It was a tragedy, and it might happen again. This is important. Don't you care?
Care?
I can't figure out the end game of Boomy right now.
You dare tell me?
What is going on with Boomy?
Care? Have you been fighting the same fight for a century? Have you watched your whole world burn down around
Yeah, I'm
you?
not sure I like this Boomy.
Let me tell you something, Avatar.
Like they're not making it seem like they were
You may
friends.
be 100 years old, but you haven't lived for 100 years.
This Boomy is coming off as kind of a jerk and resentful, and I don't like it. Here, here's we got the hippies. Is it the same vocalist? This guy's really good at.
Well, good. Grab that, would you?
I don't know. Actually, I don't think it's him singing. This might not be Secret Tunnel. They're singing. I don't think this track. Just give me some Secret Tunnel, please.
Yeah, that was all kinds of right. So what are you doing here?
If these guys are okay being here, then tunnels probably aren't that bad.
Tunnels. Oh, no, these aren't the tunnels. Those are the tunnels.
No, they're not gonna say one of my favorite lines in the series. I don't think.
Yeah.
Are the legends real?
We don't have
Oh, it's a
choice.
real legend, all right.
We have to find our friend.
I think that's how it goes.
Well, in that case, you should probably see this. It's a tale of two lovers. Oma and Shu met on top of the mountain that divided their two villages, would live together in peace.
I feel like part of the reason they
Great
told
city was
this
named Omashu.
the story in the original was because Aang was there and he needed to hear about like how like
Love is brightest in the
they
dark.
needed to take action type of
Remember
thing.
that.
And it was also
Like
like
if you
a
were going to
romantic
fight
development
when
moment for
Oma
Aang and
never
Katara.
returns.
Two lovers.
There's nothing to be afraid of in there.
They only played a bit of it?
Right. There's no such thing as angry spirits.
Please tell me to play the rest. Yeah, I can't wait to listen to the OST for this. Okay, yeah. At least they included this. But they definitely should have gone with them. I guess they're doing this scene so that they could have the other, like, the cartoon version of Prison Break, but without having to have a whole other
There are many
storyline for
around
it.
these parts who'd be very interested to know that the
famed dragon of the West is in their midst. Now, is there anything I can do to make your journey more comfortable?
Some tea.
I'm fine.
Oh man.
Thank you.
I feel like that. I feel like that would have been a good moment for a tea thing. Yo, can you not?
You sure?
Let's...
Come on, don't hesitate to speak up.
How many of those did he have?
Oh, you want to go north? North is not good. There's fire all over the north.
I don't have a choice. It's where I need to go.
A word of advice, the direct path is not always the best path.
You mean I should take the route that doesn't?
It means you should be careful where you step.
The thing I liked about the other, like the cartoon Bumi, was he's cryptic, but also seemed like he was a bit off his rocker in terms of just not being all there. Whereas this one just seems more, I don't know, deliberately cruel, I want to say, to a degree. Like, Aang's actually hurt here.
What are you trying to prove? Prove? Maybe I'm trying to show you there are no easy journeys for the Avatar?
Keep it.
I'm coming, Uncle.
You see that? Put out your light. Well, what do you know? Love is brightest in the dark. Get it? It was a clue.
I mean, it's a bit weird
You
when
have to
that.
make it dark so you can follow the light. That's how you find the path.
It's a bit weird that they made that
The lights
that
of crystals
solution with a brother and sister pair.
on the walls,
But alright.
on the floor. They're pretty random.
It's a path.
It said love is brightest in the dark, not glowy rocks.
Poetic license, like the minstrel said. Love is the answer. Love is all you need. Love makes the world go round.
Now you're listening to the minstrels?
It's also a bit. It's also
Mark,
somewhat
what is your
weird
problem?
My problem is you're not taking
that
me
Sokka is the one who
This again.
believes the minstrel.
Yet you keep acting like one.
And you keep acting like you know everything when you couldn't even tell that a traitor was flat out lying to you.
Says the girl who fell for a terrorist.
That's not what happened.
You should have never talked to him.
You don't get to tell me who I can talk to.
And you don't get to just ignore me.
I can't if you're being an idiot.
Dad put me in charge.
You're not dad.
Yeah, he's not dad, but dad put him in charge.
Imagine if Gran could see us now.
Egg's in prison, man. If my bro was in prison, I would not be like, yo.
We could go for some of her seal jerky.
Or noodles. Or the hot broth.
Man, I want
Ooh,
noodles
some
now.
You
Damn
really
it.
think so?
Oh, I have noodles downstairs. I'm gonna eat some noodles after I finish this.
We better get going.
Seal jerky. Never knew you could eat that stuff.
I always wanted to eat seal. Like, I don't know. Like, I watched some documentaries about us, like life in the North Pole and South Pole, and it's just, I don't know. It looked so interesting.
Firebenders don't need water, right?
I mean, if you want to go waste your own water, that's fine by me.
You know, Ba Sing Se, the city had to ration fresh water after the first year of the siege. Being in the military, we got special privileges. My brother, though.
He didn't get special
he had a
privileges.
soft heart.
Oh, okay.
He'd gather food and water from his platoon and give them to the children. He was on watch the night you torched the Eastern Wall.
Me?
By the
I
time we
was
put
here the
fires
whole
out,
time.
there was nothing left of him to bury. He was 19. We were at war. I was a soldier. You were a butcher.
Bro just wasted an apple after saying how he had to ration the food. Unbelievable.
Never really goes away.
I mean, I understand his pain, but I don't know.
War pushes us to the edge. Some of us don't like what we find there.
Is that your pitiful way of saying you're sorry for what you did?
I wasn't talking about me.
Oh, you're a dead man. It's weird because you're supposed to be sympathetic with, really sympathetic with the people that Iroh hurt, but
You have no humanity.
at the same time, the people who know Iroh,
You know nothing of loss.
like, you understand him too. So it's like, you know he was bad at a time, but you know he's also, like, reformed so much. So it's like watching this a second time. It's kind of like this like the Iroh fans, like myself, would be more like, why are you hurting Iroh? But it's like completely understandable why he's doing all this.
Brother, take comfort in knowing that Lu Ten will forever be hailed as a champion of the Fire Nation.
Thank you, Ozai.
His sacrifice will be enshrined in legend.
Yo, people had doubts about Daniel Day Kim's Ozai after they first saw him like talk and stuff, but I think he's killing it. His voice is great.
Uncle, what a great honor for you and for Lu Ten to die in the service of the Fire Nation.
Weird wording, Zuko, but okay. Maybe this is what he means by he owes Zuko everything.
When my studies weren't going well and father was unhappy, Lu Ten gave me this. He said it should belong to someone destined to do great things. He gave me strength.
I kind of like that they're characterizing Lu Ten in this, because they didn't really touch too much upon Lu Ten. It's nice to know he was like a good
Lu Ten never needed it
cousin.
because he was the strongest person I knew.
Just also the song, I don't know what it is, but that's great.
You know, Sai told me I should be an engineer. That was my true calling.
I think they're like separating them from Aang too
don't know.
much so
But it
far.
was nice to hear someone tell me I had something to offer the world.
You led the tribe and protected us with nobody to help you. Dad never had to bear that kind of burden alone. You had it harder than him.
You're gonna go up
This shouldn't
maybe?
be here. We were here before, but this wall wasn't.
Oh, maybe the Badger Moles?
Possible.
Imagine we get to see like a Badger Mole burst out of the wall and
Unless
chase them.
The
tunnels are changing.
Behind these doors lies a fearsome challenge. A true test of whether or not you are prepared to be the Avatar. It's all about games with you, isn't it, Avatar? Who cares about responsibility? Who cares about, saving the world? No, more fun to goof off, am I right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's play one.
Hopefully they change it all around.
game.
But Bumi was the one who showed like Aang that he needed to think differently and just, you know, not be so uptight about specific things.
One final game to play,
It's just a fight.
The simplest one of all. You versus me.
Any chance I imagined that?
Bashable. It's supposed to be more like chill and like, you know. I always imagine Badger Moles as like Dory. Just keep swimming. Oh yeah, here we go. Don't be afraid to take it up a notch, Zuko. Ho ho. Dang. Some powerful whips, man. Yo, did he just immolate this? Okay, no, he's okay. It's like literally the dude who told the story, like you incinerated my brother, and he did the exact same to him.
Do it. We've all seen enough death.
Do it. Yeah, this guy. I don't understand this guy.
That's what you get for showing an Earthbender compassion.
Jeez, Zuko, you just have to leave those in. Just put pressure on it, please.
I think you should rest.
No time.
Don't hurt the Badger Moles.
Thanks.
Katara, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
Please don't tell me this is the love will show the true way.
Love is brightest in the dark.
So they're focusing more on
wasn't
a
about the
familial
kisses.
love.
That's not what guided Oma and Shu through the mountain.
It was holding hands. I'm still confused right now.
Love is brightest in the dark.
So they respond to love? How do you think they do with verbal commands? Excuse me, Mr. Badgermole? We'd really appreciate if you could show us the way to the palace.
Please, Bumi, you don't have to do this.
Oh, but I do. Some of us have to fight even when we don't want to. That's what it means to be in a war.
I mean, I feel like they're doing this to teach Aang that specific lesson. But he's already been taught that lesson by several people. The lesson he needs from Bumi is a different one.
You'd have known about that if you'd been around. But you weren't. You left us.
Now, why is everyone guilt tripping him so hard? Bro, Bumi's just happy. Bumi was just happy to see Aang in the cartoon.
In this world, you can't rely on anyone. Even your friends.
I'm sorry, I don't like this Bumi.
Especially your friends.
I really hope he's pretending this whole time. Dang, that's a sick move though. So is this just a lesson Bumi's trying to teach Aang by fighting Aang to get him to be stronger, or is he planning to just end this avatar so he can get a new avatar? Like what's the end game here?
Let it fall. Let it fall. And you win!
Bumi, this isn't a game!
Yes, it is. One that requires you to make impossible choices. Do I save this town or that? Who gets the last of the food scraps, the orphanage, or the soldiers? You have to make choices like that. Let it fall, Aang! And learn what it means to be the Avatar. Then the world is doomed.
Sokka, get the king!
Yeah, please kick this Bumi's ass.
Cheater! You cheated! You didn't do it on your own, so you didn't learn anything.
You don't have to do anything on your end.
You were wrong. You can rely on your friends. And that's the only way I'm gonna save the world. With my friends.
You think like a child.
Bumi's whole thing was that you should, like,
Bumi's
adults don't think enough like children.
Remember this?
Maybe he's
Call on an old friend.
maybe he's he needs the rock to clear his memory.
I wasn't here for the world. Or for you. But I'm here now.
And then all of a sudden he's like, "Aang, my boy, I trust you." I don't know. I'm not digging this. This is an unearned moment here.
Your Highness, we've called up the reinforcements.
Fire Nation forces are on the move. They'll be here by dawn. It's time Mashu rejoined the war. Oh, but I do have one more challenge for you.
I'm still just coming to terms. Like this part here feels a bit like they didn't. I don't know. They just introduced Bumi, the young Bumi, without showing the delivery networks and how they used to like goofing around. So I feel like that whole like thing with Bumi just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I would trust the balance of the boat on that. Iroh on one side, Zuko on the other. Was the past? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Damn, look at those locks, man.
Good. It's not too late.
What are you doing here, Uncle?
Same as you. Getting ready to embark on what is sure to be a memorable journey.
I don't need a babysitter.
How about a friend?
My father made it very clear that I'm not to return until I find the Avatar. Which means it could be a very long time before we return home.
Home. Everything I need is on this boat.
Got his tea, that's why.
Like I said, all the tea I need.
Rewatched. They're doing a good job at this scene here, right here. Yeah, if they dare, like, change the story by killing off Uncle Iroh.
What is it, Zuko?
But no, he's too important.
Let's get you home.
This is a nice touch. All right. So, you can already tell from how I commented on it, but I did not like Boomy in this. Boomy was just this spiteful, angry, just not fun guy, and just I don't know, like the cartoon. I felt like what they did a good job was everybody did a good job at teaching Aang something that he needed to understand about himself, and not exactly force him into doing something. It's like for the most part, everything or not everything, everyone taught Aang something he needed to know at that time, uh, to carry on. Um, Whereas I feel like up till now, a lot of the people have just been guilt tripping Aang, and they're just like, "Oh, where were you? You weren't here for us." And it's like, yeah, there were a lot of cities that did that to Aang, but the one thing I always appreciated about Bumi was that Bumi never held it against Aang. Bumi, like, as far as the war is concerned, even in terms of just the world, Bumi didn't really. It wasn't ever really about the world or the war. It was literally just about him doing whatever he thought was best in Omashu. And it's like that's even why like he let the city get taken over at that one point. He was just like, yeah, like this isn't the time to do that right now. Like you just have to wait for the right moment to act. Um, is one of the things he taught Aang, and it was also about just. I mean, that's probably gonna be later, but I feel like the first time he met Aang, it was literally just about teasing him a bit, um, scaring him a bit, but like everything he did to scare Aang in the cartoon was more like nobody was ever in real danger. Whereas this one, it was actually kind of just this vitriol that was directed at Aang, and I don't know, I did not like that part of the story at all. The Katara and Sokka part too is also a bit weird, just because of the fact Aang wasn't there with them, and also the fact that Sokka and Katara weren't with Aang for the Boomy parts. Like I know they're trying to like condense as much, and they'd literally have probably have to have two episodes just to do like one of each. But by doing it this way, they can put it all into that one episode. But I don't know. I didn't think that that was very strong in this. Uh, like even the like recollection from Boomy at the end felt unearned, or not recollection, just like his coming to terms with, oh yeah, Aang's my buddy again. He's back for me. Because like they're building it as like, Aang, you left me. I needed you and you left me, and the world needed you and you left me. But then all of a sudden, Aang's like, yo, I'm back, bro. Like, and you can rely on friends. Sokka and Katara prove that. But that's literally just one instance, and it's like I don't know. That's not enough to undo what would potentially be 100 years of like being upset with someone for not being there for you. If like that was real, which it felt like it was real. So I don't know. That storyline just didn't work for me. But luckily we had the great storyline that was Zuko and Iroh's in this one. I think this episode is all about them, or not all about them, but they really held up the story in this one. Um, the whole thing I said about them literally, the soldier literally telling Zuko, you can either choose to chase the Avatar, he's in the other room, or you can go after your uncle. He didn't say it like that, obviously, but um, and then the conversation before with Aang and Iroh, where Aang was like, "Oh yeah, he just ran away," and Iroh was saying, "You don't know him, uh, because Iroh understands that yeah, Zuko's gonna come after me," and that's exactly what he did because he cares more about Iroh. He cares more about family. Like family is everything to him, and that's why he's trying so hard for his father. But yeah, like the setup for that and the payoff for it was all well deserved. I like the little touches they added with like the lieutenant's funeral and Zuko being there. They didn't entirely sell it in terms of in terms of like the reasoning for like Zuko cheering up Iroh, but like just the emotions that Iroh and Paul like displayed for that, just fantastic. And then like the final scene where he's like, "Let's get you home," um, and then like the scene right before that where Iroh is like, "My home is everything I need is on this boat." So Zuko's like when Zuko is saying, "Let's get you home," he's literally just saying like, "Let's get back together." And I thought that was fantastic. Like best part of the episode. Uh, so far, I'm impressed more with the acting than with the storyline. Um, but yeah, definitely Zuko, Arrow, love those guys. I'd probably be Fire Nation myself, either that or an Earth Nation. But honestly, those Earth guards today really put me off the Earth Nation for a bit. So just looking forward to seeing more Zuko Iroh stuff. Thanks again for joining. Let me know what you guys thought about Bumi in this, because you know they are changing some characters quite a bit. And you know some people might be on board, some people might hate it, some people might be middle ground. I'm pretty middle ground right now. Like overall, I think the series is still doing a fantastic job. Like every episode has had me feel emotion. But yeah, looking forward to see what you guys think. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.